Hi, Matthew Holmes here from IcomPractice Clinic Management Software. Many years ago we had a forum where we were educating practices on how they would go about marketing their clinic effectively and so forth, and the video that we've got today is from the archive from that forum. We've decided to make it generally available, and the material is a couple of years old now, but it's evergreen material that is still relevant for your practice. In this one, what we're going to be looking at is how to actually build marketing funnels, so the elements of marketing funnels to allow you to get new patients into your practice. And then in the subsequent videos, we're going to talk about how you can actually use technology to educate your patients and thereby improve compliance, how we can look at things, what happens when patients fall down, as in, they drop out of care, etc., how to maximize getting patients back into your practice, and then how to keep brand awareness going and so forth. So look out for those in subsequent videos, but this video here, we're going to be talking about how to actually build out that marketing funnel. So I hope you enjoy. Hi, Matthew Holmes here from Clear Health Media. This is our second video in where we're talking about the sales funnel process that you can use in your practice to try and grow and give better care and everything else. So what we're going to talk about today is the marketing aspect, which is step one, the sort of top level of the funnel, and how you might go about setting up a marketing campaign which is actually going to get patients into your practice. Now, one of the things that we do with our clients is that we run what's called Facebook workshops, where we're actually trying to get people into your practice. Now, the first thing around this is that whenever you're doing advertising, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get people in, obviously, but what we want to do is we want to get them as sort of warmed up, in inverted commas, as possible. Now, the concept of warming up is related to this idea of people like to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. Now, that's one of the reasons why getting referrals into your practice is such a good thing, because people who are referred to you to a certain degree already know you. They certainly will trust you to a certain degree because their friend has actually referred them in or their family member has referred them in, so there's that certain level of implied trust. And they may even like you. They may be familiar with you, talking about, their friend may have talked about what a funny person you are or whatever. So there's almost, they may even actually be starting to like you. And that is why referrals are so good. And what we want to do is we want to try and actually emulate that using other marketing techniques. So what we do is we run these things called Facebook workshops, where at the top level of the funnel, people are actually invited to put their name in to attend the workshop, or we sometimes run even a step further with that, where you actually have a lead magnet. And so the lead magnet is something like a free report on back pain and how you can minimize the effects of back pain, or the top 10 exercises for doing back pain, or etc., etc. There's a number of different things that you can do. And the whole idea of that is to capture somebody's name and email address. And what you would then do is you can then be running this free workshop. And what we tend to do is we actually run these workshops for both people who sign up for the lead magnet. So we'll send the people who've signed up for the lead magnet an invitation to the workshop and try and get them to come along to that. But we also run Facebook ads directly to the free workshop. So, free workshop about back pain, come along and discover how to get relief from your agony or whatever, okay? And the whole idea of this is that basically they then have the opportunity for you to actually start that know, like, and trust process. So what you're doing is you're giving them an opportunity to come into your practice free of charge, so there's no risk for them. And what they can then do is they can actually see you as the practitioner, and hopefully if you've got a team of practitioners, they're all going to be there. And what they'll do is they'll actually have the opportunity to get to meet the practitioners. And so that therefore they're starting to build that rapport already. And that's going to help break down that sort of resistance that people have. What you're then going to do at that workshop is you would then do you pitch something like a free screening where they can actually come in, and you can at that point examine them, and you can actually start to convey to them your expertise. Now, this is part of this whole sort of know, like, and trust process. So if they start to know you in these 2 steps here, they come along to the workshop, they actually see you as an individual, you're demonstrating your expertise by standing up and talking about the particular problem. And so they're starting to like you and they're starting to trust you. And then you're actually getting them to come in for a free screening where you're actually sitting down one-on-one with them and you're telling them about their individual problem. And so hopefully that's further of a chance for them to actually get to know and like and trust you. And so by the time they've got to the end of this free screening, they are much more sort of warmed up than somebody who just comes in completely cold off the internet or off a newspaper ad or whatever. And as a consequence, they're much more likely to then stick around into the subsequent stages of care and follow up through the practice. Okay, so that gives you a bit of an idea how you might run these. So you could be setting up something like a free lead magnet. You could write a report on the top 3 exercises for low back pain, offer it for free on Facebook, set up an email campaign which when they download that lead magnet starts automatically sending them out invitations to come along to your free workshop. And at the same time you can be running ads directly to invitations to the free workshop. And then at the free workshop, what you're going to then do is you're then going to try and be pitching these free screenings in order to get people to come into the practice as very least as an introductory patient. And then from that point, then they're hopefully going to drop through the funnel and become a patient within your practice. So if you'd like more information about how to set something like that up within your practice, by all means get in touch with us. There'll be a button below which will enable you to do that. Otherwise, keep an eye out for the next video in this series. It'll be coming along quite soon, and you'll be getting an email notification when that's ready.